I recently thrifted these Adidas track pants because I think the color is so pretty, but they're a little low-waisted for me and a little bit short, so I decided to turn it into a matching set instead. So to make the skirt, I just seam ripped that whole inner seam and then laid over top a skirt that I've already made to get the length, and then I took those little like crotch triangles on the front and back and pinned and sewed so that they laid flat, and then I just finished off that little triangle that was left on the front. Then I took some extra pant material and just closed off that triangle and then hem the skirt, so it's done. It's so cute. And then to make the top, I started seam ripping all those little Adidas stripes because I wanted them to be my straps. And then I just hemmed off the top and bottom of two panels, front and back, made them match up. Then I put them right sides together and sewed them together so that it fit my torso nice. And then I just finished off the straps, made them a little long, and attached them in the back so it's a nice one shoulder top. I think it's so cute. I feel like a Bratz doll and I love it.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I bought this purse and I was like, you know what? I'm going to revamp it. Then I found this picture. But that's the thing. I bought this a couple weeks ago. I had already attempted to draw that. It didn't go that well, like at all. But my cheap ass isn't going to waste a purse, so I'm going to fix this with paint. So with a little love, some paint, my family, and Lord of the Rings, I think we can make this happen. So stop judging me, Tina. You know, from far away, it kind of looks cool, but then when you zoom in, this is me in a crowd. Oh my god, I think I actually fixed Tina. Man, Jean's making me hungry for paint. Why is this looking good? Damn, that's a good looking burger. All right, the only thing left is to outline it, and I pray I don't ruin it. Here goes nothing. Oh my god, I actually did it. I can't believe I have a custom-made Bob's Burger purse. I mean, Linda is looking a little rough, but you know what? She had some wine.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Brittany and this is day 3 of turning my apartment into my dream apartment. Today's color inspiration is this picture. Love the blue. Here it is next to all my stuff. I think it'll look great. This is a TV stand we're tackling today and I need to repair the top. I unfortunately can't leave it natural wood, so I do have to paint it. I'm sorry, don't come for me in the comments. I do think painted furniture does have its place, and since I have a lot of natural wood in my space already, it'll look gorgeous. So you just sand out those patches. And then here is the colors I'm using to make that custom color you see here. And all you need is a roller and a brush for this project. So you roll it on, and then you do the layoff method, which just gets rid of that orange peel and it allows the paint to have a buttery finish. So I'm doing that kind of same process here, as you can see, and then this is the finished product. I really love the color and I think it looks nice. Let me know if I should do cane webbing. The whole project costs $25 and I'll see you in my next video.
We are going to be doing a goddess mold. We got some gold flakes, some rose gold, and we got some glitter because the flowers in there already is orange. And we got our resin. Done in there some rose gold. Next some gold. Finally time for the glitter. Now we can start mixing everything up. I love the color combination. So now we can start pouring it in. Now we can start pouring it down. This is totally running over. Thank God no resin got on the carpet. It's gonna like a little bit, but this is how it looks. Time to get rid of the bubbles. I should have been doing this on a silicone mat. So we have some resin left over. Let's use this mold. She is ready to be demolded. Let's see how perfect she turned out. We have 1,000 elastic. These elastic are now ruined because of the resin, so we can just rip it off. And this is the last one. Ooh. Let's remove the other side. And this is the back of it. This is cute. It's nice and simple. I like it. Adorable. Now just need to clean it up and we're good to go. Voila, this is how she looks. Absolute perfection. I messed up with the blue.
So my sister Christina gets an idea in her head sometimes and won't stop until she gets her way. Sometimes she does things that really freak me out a lot. Last night I was hanging out downstairs and I heard a drill and she was taking all the shells off her wall. Then today I heard loud noises again and I went upstairs to find her ripping up all of her carpet and throwing it out the window. I really don't know where this is going, but I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, so starting day 2 of my sister redoing her whole room, I woke up to the sound of loud banging to find her ripping out all the nails from the floor. I don't know where she found those weird glasses, but now she won't take them off. Then we moved on to the next part where she kept ripping up the carpet. Then we had to vacuum all the little bits that came up in the corners and spackle all the holes in the wood. Then I took a break for lunch and we came back up to find her moving all of that stuff by herself. She literally won't stop, but we keep telling her to take a break, and she just won't listen. So here we are. And now this is the end of day 2.
At the start of day 3, we spackled the holes in the walls left by old picture frames and took a break to pick paint colors for the walls and the floors. The reason why we have so many beds in here is because we used to all share the room when we were little, but eventually we started switching rooms, went to college, and we moved out, but we just left the beds where they were. Since we moved out and are just home for the quarantine, we wanted to make this room more of a guest room / living area for everyone, so we decided that we should get rid of the twin beds and get one queen bed instead. And we had a team meeting to decide where everything should go in the room and spackled for a second time to get ready for paint tomorrow. Day 4 of my sister redoing her whole room was painting day. She decided that even though she loves the blue color on the walls, it was time for a change. So she decided to paint the walls and the ceiling all the same shade of white to brighten up the room and give it a more cohesive look. This is clearly her first time painting because she had a few mishaps. This is her painting right over an outlet, but the first coat looks good and we're getting ready to paint the second coat tomorrow. Days 5 and 6 consisted of more painting and selecting the flooring. Originally, she wanted to paint the floors a light color, but we decided to go for this dark laminated wood because it matched the floors in the rest of the house and the stairs going up to the room. We ended up needing 4 coats of paint to completely cover the blue, but it was worth it for the bright look she was going for. At the end of day 6, we laid out all the flooring throughout the room to let it acclimate before we begin installing the wood this week. As you can see by the look on my sister's face, days 7 and 8 were way harder than we thought they were going to be. This is my sister using a saw. Yep, it's absolutely terrifying. But the whole family had to help her install this laminated wood flooring. It was a lot harder than we thought it was going to be, and we definitely messed up a few times, but this is the progress so far at the end of day 2. We're finally getting the hang of it, so hopefully we'll finish by tomorrow or the next day. And I just wanted to say thanks for following along. On day 9 of my sister's room renovation, she finished installing the flooring. This is her installing the second to last piece, and then under the last piece in the corner, I had her write a little message and sign her name under. I don't know why she really didn't want to sign her name, but eventually she did. And then we started moving in some of the furniture. Most of it's stuff we already had, but some of it we bought and brought in. This is a Casper mattress we bought from Costco. I know a lot of people were saying that we should put 2 twin beds together and make a king size bed, but we had already donated the twin size mattresses before we started this room renovation, so they went to good homes. And now we're just waiting for the other furniture to arrive. On days 10 and 11 of my sister redoing her room, she finished the floor in the main room and in the closet. Here my sister's going around the room with a silicone gel and my other sister's going around with a spacer called a backer rod. This is to allow expanding in the floor when it gets humid out. We then put in a white quarter round to match the molding to the floor and to cover up the silicone strip that we just put in. Then it was time to start the flooring on the closet. She repeated the same process for the wood flooring in the closet with the silicone and the spacer strip at the end. We originally weren't going to put the wood flooring in the closet and just cut it off at the door, but we're really glad we did because it gives the room a more cohesive look and makes the closet become part of the room, because originally it was just a weird storage room that we never went into. This is what it looks like at the end. We're still waiting on some furniture to come in, and we're going to make another video with a before and after. Thanks for watching. Okay, I promised you guys a before and after, so here it is. I was holding off recording this video because all of the furniture we wanted to order is on back order, but this is the setup that we were going for. This is the before of the TV area, and this is it after. It's definitely pretty sparse, but we were trying to keep this area more open. We still have to order a TV and more cushions for the ground. Sorry about these before pictures. They're from an old panorama that we took. Thank you to everyone complimenting the color coordinated books. That was my contribution to the room. I feel like the renovation that we did made the room just feel a lot more open and spacious, and we really tried to make the room feel like one big room instead of a bunch of different rooms in one space. Thanks for watching.
I thrifted this dress recently to upcycle, and I originally was going to keep it as one piece, but then I decided it looked a little too, like, I love America, and that's not really my vibe. So I separated it, and I took in the skirt a little bit to make it more straight fit instead of A-line, and then basically I took in more of the back, and I wanted to reattach the zipper, but I fucked it up so bad, and after, like, hours of frustration, my mom walked in, and she said, "Why didn't you just make it a cute little wrap skirt?" And I said, "I don't know. I wish I thought of that too," but I added little slits to show you guys what I want it to look like, and I moved on to the top. So I took in the sides a little bit to make it fit better. I cut off the back and just folded it in like that, and took the extra fabric and made these little loopy things to have a lace up back. And then my vision was taking this little handkerchief and ruffling it up and sewing it in place along the bottom, and then making that little strap out of handkerchief. And then here's the final products. I love the pattern of the skirt, but I don't know, it's just like not my favorite thing ever. But I love the shirt. I think it came out so cute.
Okay, this is that video that people were requesting to see how I do the crisscross ties. So you're going to cut your design of your shirt out in like a box or rectangle shape. And then you're just going to use scissors and literally shove them through to create a small hole. But make sure you're going through the top and the bottom part of the shirt. And that does take a minute. And then use the rest of the shirt, and you're going to cut 2 long strips and stretch them out, because those are going to be the strings that you use. And then you're just going to go in through the bottom of the shirt, pull both pieces through, make sure you do both sides at the same time so you don't mess it up. And then you're going to crisscross those and start weaving them through the top of the shirt, and you're just going to go top, bottom. And then I fixed it a little, tied the bow, and there's the finished look. Thanks, guys.
So I got this unicorn glitter from the tree as usual. It looks really pretty, right? It got a little glitter in it. So I added my pink acrylic to it. I used my drill to mix it around because it was a little thick. And I used this, and this is how it ended up looking. It's really pretty, but I just wanted to be a little bit extra and add a little bit more. So you know what I did? Of course I got my holographic glitter because I love me some hollow. But I added that up there and wanted to do like a little ombre effect. And it turned out really pretty to me, you know. Very simple, but very much extra.
Here's a tutorial for how to paint the perfect arch on your wall. I like to use the string method. So you pin down one end of a string with your finger, and you hold the other end in your other hand with your paintbrush, and then that allows you to create the perfect circle. I like to start a little bit smaller than I think it needs to be, and then gradually I make it larger. Don't overload your brush with paint, just enough to keep a steady flow. So here's the key. I know a lot of people do this, and you can see the corners from when the painter's tape meets the arch. So to avoid that, you have to manually connect them. So then you can go ahead and fill in the rest of the arch. I like to use a roller for the center because it gives a more even coat. And then while that's drying, I go ahead and touch up any areas on the arch that are a little bit jagged. And then when that's dry, go ahead and give it all a second coat so that you don't have any patches. And then here's the most important step. When you're done, touch up the edges with the original color of the wall. That's what takes this whole thing from like, oh, that's cool, to like, holy crap, how did you do that? It like seriously polishes up the whole thing. I mean, look how smooth. And that's it. So follow me for more artsy fartsy stuff.
So I've been really wanting to get one of these Gucci hairpins, but at $400, they're a little expensive. So Amazon to the rescue. I ordered a couple of these tortoiseshell hair clips, some crystals, and glue, printed out the image, and got to work. I started working from the middle and slowly made my way to the outside after making a huge mess and spending about an hour on the whole shebang. Here's the final look. I mean, I think it's super cute.
Is your tank top just dumb and stupid? Take it off. Then grab a pair of scissors and slowly cut it in half because it deserves the punishment for being dumb and stupid. Throw that top away, we don't need it anymore. Then to add insult to injury, cut the piece you already cut, but you're gonna cut this one twice into a beautiful spiky triangle. Pull it away. Okay, she's wearing the shirt now, and you're gonna wrap it up underneath and tie it into a pretty bow. And boom, new look. It's got dangles.
To build this bed and play loft area for our Sun crew, Daniel and I decided to try to only use building materials we had left over from our build. The goal was to create a fun and functional space while spending as little money as possible. We had that barn door left over in the back, 4x4s, 1x2s, and the stair railings that we used to create the railing around the top. We had to create the design as we went because we were working around that window over there, but we ended up just moving the ladder to that side and cutting it short above the mattress. So he climbs onto the mattress and then up the ladder. So if he happens to fall off the ladder, he's gonna land on the mattress. So really it ended up being for the best anyway. On the right-hand side, we were gonna do a slide, but we decided that would come out too far into the room. So we decided to do a rock climbing wall instead. We purchased the rock holds off of Amazon, and those and the plywood were pretty much the only expense we incurred.
Hey y'all, so I saw this girl on TikTok make this DIY ring light from Dollar Tree, so I wanted to try it. So I went to Dollar Tree and got everything I needed. I needed AAA batteries, a paper towel holder, LED lights, and that little foam green thingy. So I unpackaged everything and I started to get to it. So I put in the batteries first, and then I turned on the light, and it was real bright. I already knew that because I made a vanity mirror from Dollar Tree before. Watch that video. I put in the thing. You don't need hot glue gun because yeah, you don't really need it. But I ended up putting it on, and then I put on the lights, and then I turned on the lights. It looks like an alien wand, like something an alien would use. But it was really, really bright, like bright as a diamond, like for real. Like on some Rihanna stuff, like. So then you see this how my hair look in that light, and it's how I look in the light, and that's how it be. I saw this rope basket thing. I was like, let me try it, but with some yarn. So I went to the tree, got some yarn, got the basket. This was a total of $2. So I had to figure out how to get it started. And I'm like, oh, this should be easy. You can just wrap it around. Nope, you thought. It's a lot more complicated than just wrapping it. I can't explain why it's so hard, but for me, it was a process. But y'all, I just feel like when I do DIYs, people expect it to be absolutely perfect. Like I'm like a freaking professional DIYer or something. Like I'm not I don't even think that's a thing. Like I do these videos for fun. Like I do them to be creative and give other people ideas. You know what I mean? Like if I would love to see other people do this, but I didn't finish it because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like it. But it would have been cute.
Brown Girl Hacks for your Daisy Kitchen Part 1. Chive spilling over, place a ladle in the middle of your pot to keep your chive from spilling, or put a wooden spoon over the top to keep your chive from boiling over. Bugs getting in your beans and grains, store them in an airtight container to keep the bugs away. Haldi spilled on your countertop, mix baking soda and water to make a paste, leave overnight and wipe that stain away. Masala stains in your cabinets, add equal parts vinegar and water, fresh lemon juice, essential oil to create your own DIY, chemical-free, budget-friendly cleaner to wipe those stains away. Amazon favorites for my Daisy Kitchen Part 2. this cast iron pan to make rotis and dosas. The dosas come out so nice and crispy on this pan. I use this milk frother to froth my oat milk and pumpkin spice to make pumpkin spice chai in the fall. This pan rack to store my pans and lids. I've started using this Danish dough whisk for my Indian desserts like Srikhand. It blends everything together really well without getting stuck on the inside. This knife rack to organize my knives. This silicone tray I use to freeze everything from onion masala to kulfi pops.
This is part 2 of making these acrylic escort cards for my wedding. This is the tutorial of how to make them. I got my acrylic hexagons from Amazon and I take off the brown paper that protects them, and this is what they look like. For this project I'll be using a Sharpie oil-based pen and a fine tip. I printed off the font I wanted from Microsoft Word and then I just traced it onto the acrylic. And I keep doing that with the other names. And of course you will have mess ups, so here's how to fix them. Using any nail polish remover you can take it right off and restart. The beauty of the oil-based pen is that you cannot smudge it. This is what they look like. These are the paints that I'm using. Part 1 explains what each color means, and I just go in and paint. I start off doing light strokes on the edges and then filling in with more paint in the middle, and then I end up doing 2 coats of paint per little tile. After the second coat of paint is dry, I go in with some Mod Podge just to seal it all. That is how I made the acrylic escort cards for my wedding. A more in-depth video and all the supplies used are on my most recent YouTube video, which is linked in my TikTok bio.
So y'all wanna know who I think is so slept on? TikTok artists. I'll be scrolling through my For You page and come across somebody making an absolute masterpiece. But then I'll also see that video didn't get nearly as enough love as the next one of the shirtless boy doing nothing. I don't wanna see that shit. I like to see things that exemplify talent and skill. So all my TikTok artists out there,
I love our couches, but over time they have gotten balled up lint at the bottom and loose strings that drive me nuts. To fix this problem, I bought this fabric shaver and lint remover off of Amazon, and I wanted to share because I'm obsessed with this product. The product is battery powered and there are 3 blades inside that spin quickly to cut off and remove any loose strings and lint. After finishing, our couches look brand new. I also used this on a few sweaters and pants, and it worked really well on my clothes as well. After I was done, I slipped off the bottom and threw away all the lint it collected. I'll link this product in my comments.
So, I seen this hack on TikTok, so I want to try it. So let me show you guys the correct way to do it. Take this out, pull the top out. I pulled the filter out, as such, took my little funnel, placed it on top, and then we dump. Once you got the desired amount of beads, you can use like a little knife or something to help funnel them through into the jar. So mine's got clogged, so I use a hairpin, and I realized it made it a lot easier. Oops, for the beads to go in. Stop it. Now we add water. Ensure the water is hot, let them sit, and watch the magic work. Pop the top back on, slide the filters in. Whoops, too much water.
I decided to purchase these cereal dispensers to make it easier for my children to serve themselves breakfast on mornings I'm unable to cook. However, the closest I could find to matching my kitchen were these white and silver ones. So when they arrived today, I removed all of the silver parts, taped off the areas that I didn't want to get paint on, and spray painted them with a quick coat of Rust-Oleum Pure Gold. The dispenser also had this logo on it, so I scratched it off with a razor blade and then buffed out the scratch marks with some 120 grit sandpaper. Once my spray paint was dry, I removed the tape and reassembled everything. I filled my containers with the best cereals ever, Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Lucky Charms. Cereal is definitely a treat in our home, but this will make it much easier on the days they do get to enjoy it. I stored it just high enough in the pantry they can't get into it without assistance, and then we'll just pull it down for them on mornings they're going to eat it.
Man, this is so satisfying, all the brushes.
Today we're making a rainbow bench. Oh, we should spray it down.
Yeah.
Start light.
Oh yeah, it's so vibrant. Oh, it's running down the sides.
Okay, so far it's like exactly what I hoped for.
It's like sunlight is hitting the prism like a rainbow that has fallen upon this bench. Woo, it's done! A very subtle, prismatic rainbow effect.
We wanted to make a clear cat bed so we could see our cat's toe beans when she sleeps. So we bought this big acrylic orb off Amazon and cut MDF into a rounded triangle shape. Now, this was giving us futuristic spacey vibes, so we poured galaxy resin over the top of it. We also bought clear acrylic legs to attach. Now, at this point, yes, we've probably spent $100 making this cat bed, and guess who didn't like it? But after many treats and some ham, she finally got in, and those toe beans were worth every penny.
Oh, double bean.
People are painting their Air Force Ones. I haven't touched acrylic paint since middle school. So I went to Target. These are my old Air Force Ones. I will be washing them with toilet bowl cleaner. Please don't roast me. Water, bleach mixture in a bowl. I brought a toothbrush, don't worry. I'm genuinely impressed how well that worked on the leather. Shoelaces, we don't know her. They get sunshine to dry. Due to my immense lack of experience, I bought a notebook to practice before the real deal. Already! I really like this. First attempt was garbage. I found Bob Ross. Bob Ross makes me feel bad about myself. I'm not emotionally prepared, but I'm gonna start anyway. I'm so scared. Time for the clouds. A little cloud. This one's gonna be different. Bye, tape. They're so happy.
Not bad.
They make this look so easy online.
Okay, is your chest in your hand?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, you fucked it up.
Did I?
Yes, there's no hand.
Yeah, it is. It's in there.
Doesn't look like it.
It's in there. Just don't fuck up my fingers. Oh, wait, it's twisting. Does that mean we fucked up?
I'm pretty sure.
Aww. Oh, look, you cracked it. You cracked the whole thing. You were supposed to squeeze it. You have to be careful around the fingers.
Yeah.
Well, if it even, like, turned out. We shit. We fucked it up a little bit, but, like the thumb.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So, we tried to get some of the stuff off. The level of detail is...
So someone asked if I could show the process of how to make these adorable stars. So here is the strips that I use. I grab one. I think I took out two. Yeah, that was one. I grab an end, I loop it around my finger, and I hold it like that. And then it leaves this little gap that you want to push this one through. Oh, go. Okay. Maybe you don't want it that long, so you could, like, you know, adjust it however you want. And then you grab the bottom, you pull it so it looks something like that. And then this tab goes to the back. And this long tab on this side goes to the back as well. And I guess you could be here. Usually flip it around wherever it goes. It's easier for me. And so part 2 of how to make the stars. So I flip the long tab to the back. So this is the one that you're going to be wrapping it around. So when I usually flip it to the back, I just turn it around. And now since I'm going to start wrapping it, wherever it like creases to, I guess, since they're like a little diagonal, you just, wherever it creases, it kind of like shows you which side to go. So it would look pretty weird if it's going this way, like, so just like, I think, I say like too much, go diagonally in a sense. So I'm just wrapping it around. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. And there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that'll teach you. I definitely saw one to learn. I don't remember who or where. Well, obviously where, YouTube. And you'll... So we're at the end of the strip, and this goes into this little pocket right there. But we're not done. Now we have to make it into a little puffy star. So how we do that is we push in between each of these sides. We'll push, and hopefully it'll become puffy. Sometimes this thing is difficult and it'll just be flat. Hopefully we don't have that problem here. So let's see. I'll grab it, and we have that problem. It did not get puffy when I pushed aside, and that's okay. We just try again. Okay, I made another star, so let's try again. Yay, this one worked. So we're gonna do an indent between each of those sides, and it becomes a little star. You could squish the corners if you want to make it more sharp, but yeah.
Since we're still in spooky season, I'm going to show you how I turned my 11 by 14 Dollar Tree flat canvas into something super cute. I started off with a coat of chalk paint, but regular black paint will do as well. I found these really cute SVGs from designbundles.net. This is the one that I used. It was only $3 and it works with any cutting machine. And when you buy from designbundles.net, you actually get the license for it so you can sell your crafts. I use this little sponge brush from Dollar Tree, which is nice and flat to help not seep through the vinyl. And then I got some wood from Lowe's. This was actually really inexpensive and I used my mini saw. I will go ahead and link the saw in my bio and comments, but I just put it together using my favorite wood glue, and I didn't have clamps, so I just added some weight to the side, and then I peeled everything off. Look how satisfying, and look how cool this looks. Be sure to follow me here, Instagram or YouTube for more DIYs.
I think we all sometimes struggle with everything we have to get done in the day, prioritizing what's most important and getting things accomplished. For me, I am a huge fan of a to-do list, and I want to share what works best for me. I always start a new to-do list at the beginning of every week, and I separate the page into 3 sections: things that need to be done at home, things that need to be done for my job, and things that I need to buy, like groceries that have run out throughout the week. I'll start by writing down all of the items from the previous to-do list that I didn't have accomplished the week before. In the at-home section at the bottom, I'm also adding some house projects that I'm hoping to get accomplished that week, but those are a little bit less priority than the ones above. This helps me feel more accomplished when I'm able to cross something off the list and stay so much more organized at getting things done.